We are still finding the value of the missing variable. In this case, we're finding the value of the missing side, so we want to round to the nearest tenth, which is 1 decimal place. So the first thing that we notice is that here is our angle, and then across from the angle is the opposite. Across from the right angle is our hypotenuse, which means that this is the adjacent. And now that we're on a new page here, let's just remind ourselves that sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. And what we see here is that we know nothing about the opposite side. So we're not going to use sine because sine has opposite in it. We know nothing about opposite, and tangent has opposite in it. So we need to use the cosine function. This is going to be cosine of the angle, which is 30 degrees, equals the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. When the variable is up high, we multiply. So I really do just the cross multiply here, and we get 10 times cosine of 30 equals 1 times k, and 1 times k is really just k, and I need to type it into the calculator because I can't get decimals on this recording, but we get 10 times cosine of 30. Let me scoop this up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. 10 times cosine of 30, and when we press enter, decimals will show the answer, but I have to press enter, we end up with 8.66. As we look at this second 6, that's going to determine what we do to the first 6, and because 6 is higher than 5, we're going to end up with 8.7. Letter H. Here's our angle. Across from our angle is the opposite. Across from the right angle is the hypotenuse, which means that this is the adjacent side. But this time we know nothing about adjacent. So we can't use cosine because cosine has adjacent in it. We can't use tangent because tangent has adjacent in it. We need to use sine. So the sine of 62 equals the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. Remember, once again, that when the variable is down low, it's underneath here, we need to switch a row. So this is going to be x equals 24 divided by sine of 62. And that's what we need to type into the calculator. So 24 divided by sine of 62, and we get 27.18. For the angles here, we're rounding to the nearest whole number. So this is going to be, we're looking at the 1 to determine what to do to the 27. So this is going to remain x equals 27 degrees.